Well, hello there. Welcome to Online People Talking, or OPT as we like to call it. My name is Jen Barkan, online sales coach with Do You Convert? Opt-in is a series dedicated to enhancing the careers and lives of the new home online sales specialist. Facing real life challenges, stories, and solutions just for you. I am joined with one of my favorite people, Astrid De Lima, today. And we are here to chat about some really special things and unique challenges that you guys as online sales people face. But first, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. It's the new year. It's also award season. So, you know, the Golden Globes, the Oscars, and in our industry, we have the National Sales and Marketing Council Awards. And Astrid, say hi, Astrid.
Hey guys, Happy New Year's to you all.
Yes, Astrid won the Online Sales Specialist of the Year award last year.
And it was a magical moment. It was one of those moments where I really made my parents very proud. I think the proudest I've ever made them. So it was really great. It was fun.
You looked like the award that is given out.
I did, actually. Even as I was walking towards receiving my award and I was going up the stairs, actually the presenter, he's like, secretly said, you know, did you pick that dress to actually look like the award itself? And I was like, no, I didn't. And then I thought to myself, I was so nervous to do my speech as I was walking up. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to say this and, you know, use this to my advantage. And everybody obviously was laughing and everything. But it was fun. It was a great evening.
Absolutely. You looked amazing. Congratulations again. We were all so very proud of you. If you're watching this and you're not quite sure what the nationals are, so the National Sales and Marketing Council of NAHB, or National Association of Home Builders, gives out awards every year for excellence in marketing, online sales, on-site sales, every year. So it's a pretty big deal. And last year, Astrid did win the Online Sales Specialist of the Year, so we were so proud of her. So that is coming up this month. If you are attending the Builder Show, comment below, give us smash some hearts and likes. The Do You Convert team will be there. We will be presenting. I'll talk more about that later, but we would love for you to stop by and see us and say hello. If you are going to the Nationals Award Gala, definitely let's connect there because I will be attending. Astrid, what is some advice you would give somebody attending the gala?
Well, first and foremost, go to the bar first and have a good drink before you enter. They have some great drinks. But I highly recommend that you really socialize and reach out to other people that are maybe not part of your team. And you can really get to know other builders and everybody else who is in the same industry as you are. And just ask questions, and you'll be surprised at how many people are in a great mood to share, but also whether you believe that you would win or not, think of what you would say ahead of time. Keep it short if you do win as well, because obviously the evening is long, but also just enjoy yourself. You know, this is the moment to shine. You have been nominated, which is why you're probably there. So just celebrate that, you know, that's
Right.
what we did.
Absolutely. And that is a good point that, the year I won, I didn't realize that you had to give a speech. So just so you know, be prepared, because if you are a gold winner, you do have to talk when you walk up there to get your award. So definitely be prepared.
And some people are very creative with their speeches. I think the best ones were the ones that were short and sweet and right to the point, but they absolutely made everybody laugh, which is great.
Awesome. Well, what I want to do first is let's kind of introduce Astrid. You know, obviously we know what you do. You're an online sales specialist, but where in the world are you? Tell us a little bit about your builder and the market that you serve, and how long you've been in this role.
So I've been in this role actually for just nearly 3 years now.
Hmm.
And my company has actually been around since 1992. So just a little over 27 years. And we have pretty much niched the market, the DC market, very, very well. We've basically built sustainable urban neighborhoods that are within walking distance to either shops, restaurants, to a trail or
Hmm.
parks, as well as metro, depending on what plot of land we're able to gather, because obviously
Yeah.
land is scarce now in DC. So we're very, very picky as to where we like to build. So
Hmm.
either we get a tear down or have a good piece of land to be able to start, land development immediately. But basically, our main focus is not just to build a home and just to obviously make money, but we really try to influence and help our communities out. And
Okay.
that is what we like to do. Like, not obviously providing great neighborhoods and walkable locations, but also helping those who are searching for an affordable home. And we really like to be part of that program, like NPDU programs, affordable housing programs, Section 8 programs, so that we can help those who are, making our city better. And even though they might not be able to afford our market rate homes, we want to also give them the opportunity to live in our wonderful neighborhoods as well. So it's really wonderful to create these relationships with people, of all ages, of all price points, from different locations around the world as well.
Yeah.
And, we have a lot of affluent professionals who are working in DC. There's a lot of transient people coming in and out, just because obviously the government brings in a
Hmm.
lot of new and older people. But it really is a great market to work in. We built already in the last 27 years over 5,000 homes,
Wow.
uh, all within about 40 neighborhoods within the DMV area. And these are just either townhouses, multifamily units, or
Hmm.
condominiums. That's really what we focus on.
That's awesome. Now, do you have a team or are you a solo online sales specialist?
Great question. I am a one-man band, as, as I like to call it. And I actually like it because obviously it's a very fast-paced industry, and I know my work ethic. I also need to also learn to let things go and delegate, I think, a little bit more.
Mm.
And I think that's the beauty about working as a team within an online sales counseling team.
Hmm.
But I have a really fantastic team that has really transitioned their thought to really accepting my position, because there was a lot of pushback when I
Yes, and
first
we're
started this
we're going to
position.
get into that. That's something that I definitely want you to talk a little bit about because that is a common
Yeah,
struggle
yeah.
that we face sometimes with a new online sales program. So we're definitely we want your advice on how to bridge that gap for sure. So how many homes or how many? Let's start with this. How many leads do you currently manage a month as the one woman show?
So it depends on, you've got the leads and then you've got leads with VIPs. If it's
Right.
leads with VIPs included, they're kind of ranging between the 133 to the 350 range.
Okay.
So they fluctuate pretty well throughout the year.
Right.
And
Just
these are
depending
numbers that
on what new communities you have coming up and your interest list and things like that. Okay.
correct. So 130 to about the 350.
Okay.
And then when it comes to leads without VIPs, that I can actually manage right now that they're looking to move immediately, it's kind of within the range of between 60 to 160 leads per month.
Okay.
And these are numbers that I've gotten for last year, for
19.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe that we're already in the new century,
I know. I
2020.
know. It's so weird. So how many appointments are you setting?
So last year I made a total for the whole year
Mm-hmm.
about 548 appointments.
Amazing.
Yes, per month it could be anywhere between 30 to about 70.
Mm-hmm. Just
I
depending
think,
on
depending on
what's
whether I have a
happening.
new community.
Yeah.
If I'm closing a community this year, actually, sorry, not this year, last year, we actually closed 4 developments in less than 6 months. So that really cut my inventory pretty significantly, which is why a lot of the time, especially during the summertime frame, I was making maybe 28 to about 38 appointments per month.
Okay.
And then once we started opening 2 new developments, obviously in the initial opening, I was making around 70 to 90 appointments per month. So that was a huge increase, which was great. It kind of like balanced everything out from the quieter months that I had to the busier ones. So I prepared myself adequately, making sure that, knowing what communities are coming down the pipeline, making sure that I don't go on vacation like a month or 2 before those communities open. And just kept a tight, close eye on working with marketing to see when are they going to be releasing those big emails that I know is going to be making me a little busy for 2-3 days nonstop, for like dealing with 250 emails plus per day. But it's manageable.
One thing that I love about you, Astrid, is that you really treat this position as a career. Like you are all in 100% ownership. This is your baby. In fact, when I originally asked you to be on Opt as an interviewee, you were like, I can't do it until after the first of the year because we are in VIP grand opening, craziness. Yeah. And I've got to come back from vacation and be 100% all in. I love that you treat this like a business. This is your business. And that the other thing I love is that you still play, when it's time to play. Yeah. You go all in and you have amazing trips and you have amazing life outside of work. But when it's time to work, you are 100% all in, right? And you just give everything to this position. So it's really special to see you do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one of the things that I should probably say to that is I'm a Libra. It's all about balance for me. I'm a little bit of a control freak. But yes, for me, this is my baby, but I think we should all treat it like our babies because we are in full control in not only putting money in our pockets, but, I come from a family of hoteliers and the service industry, and my father being a little bit of a workaholic, my mother not so much, but they both were in the service industry, and I worked in the hotel industry for many years with the Ritz-Carlton. It really gave me the foundation to treat whatever job and position that I was in seriously, because you're helping the public. It's a service-orientated industry that applies to any industry, really. And I'm a little bit of a people pleaser as well. And I not only do I want to make money, but I really want this new prospect to have a really great experience, because at the end of the day, I want them to think, oh my God, I'm loving this experience, number one. It was really easy to get a home in the great location that I like. Maybe I didn't get all of the things that I wanted, but I'm very pleased and happy because from the beginning of me searching to the moment I got my home delivered, it's been phenomenal. And I want to be the first one to start that thread, So that's awesome. I think that's exciting for me.
Absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. Let me go back to one last question when we talk about, your builder and your numbers and things like that. Last year, what was your overall online sales contribution? So what was your contribution to the team? Overall sales?
50.
50%? Amazing.
50%. And in comparison to other years, let me see.
Yeah.
Hold
what
on.
was it the first year?
The first year when I first started, it was, give me 1 second, it was 18.
Oh, wow. Okay, so year one, 18. Year
two in 2018 was 35.
35,
and then now 50.
Wow.
Now 50. So it's been a lot of work and dedication, but also it's a team collaboration, because I think that having my team accept my role a lot better, I do think the communication and being on board together helps the boat go to its destination.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that boat and the journey and the
Sure.
destination. So when your builder first introduced this program and you were hired and you're getting everything set up. So what were the challenges with your on-site sales team right away?
Well, before I tackle that, I think it's important for all of you that are watching this. First and foremost, the team, we're a very small company. You know, we're a mom and pop, a type of builder, and a lot of our managers have been with us. It's a range between 8 to 22 years. Yeah. So if you think we've only been open for 27 years, you know, we have very well seasoned. So I would say some of the best sales managers I've ever dealt with in my whole life, in comparison to even Ritz-Carlton. And they know what they're doing. I mean, they're very good at what they do. And obviously, my position had never even existed until I came and stepped into these shoes. I was a community assistant with the property managers on property. And just to go from a community representative to actually being a manager and being responsible as an online sales counselor, you know, was very different, because obviously they are no longer in control or managing their own leads that are coming in. And that was a big pill to swallow when you, as a professional, you know what you're doing. But I think not knowing and fully understanding what the online sales counseling department is, people didn't realize what a huge benefit it can bring them as sales managers and streamline the whole process from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happened, and that's in the numbers show, with seeing things just escalate with more sales, and obviously more communication, to be honest with you, at the end of it.
So we see that a lot, like, you know, new program, and the, you know, the crazy thing was you were already working there, so you knew everybody, right? It wasn't like you were an outside person coming in, so you knew everybody. But it really came down to what I'm hearing you say is the understanding of the role. So
and to be honest with you, when I first started this role, it took me several months to really feel comfortable, confident, and actually even understand. I was like, template, secret, what the hell is this? Like, I had but I was like, okay. Like, I just pretended that everything. But inside, I was like dying of like having to pick up the phone and do a little video, and I'm going to sound stupid, and I just don't want to do it. And like, but just force yourself.
Right.
And then the more you do it, the easier it gets. But also, the more you get in your verbiage, the more comfortable you'll be able to ask those direct, straight questions and just sit there and listen. Yeah. It's a great role. But I mean, it took some time to even myself get comfortable, let alone the on-property sales managers. Right.
Yeah, so that's a challenge. If you're watching and you're just starting out, it's like you're trying to learn yourself and get comfortable, and there's a ramp-up period. You're trying to learn not only how to be an online sales specialist, but learn all the communities, the floor plans, the area, the schools, like all the different things that go into learning, you know, how your builder does their process, right? And then you have, hey, I've got this challenge of bridging the gap with my on-site salespeople, getting them on board, fostering those relationships, making sure the handoff process is done accurately, that they're learning how to do that. So how did you overcome the challenges? Tell me how was the evolution? What happened? What did you do?
To be honest with you, I had great leadership. And even though I knew and I was very familiar with the work style and the people that I was working with, the on-property sales managers. They knew me very well, and I knew them. It was just a matter of time. I needed to give them time and just to let them see. And also, I kind of, worked with marketing and with my VP of sales with them and tried to get them to also help me get them on board. And it was that constant, like, tap over here, tap over there, and just swallowing my ego a little bit sometimes and just being like, okay, like, obviously I made a mistake, like, that's okay, and thank you for pointing that out. That will not happen again, and always keeping yourself reminders. And I obviously know the style of how their work ethics for each individual sales manager, and now I know what they like, and that it makes them feel special.
That's a good point.
And it makes me streamline my side of things, because I know that each one of them likes things done certain ways, or they don't like appointments at certain times, and some people are more flexible. Just knowing your sales managers. And at the beginning, I obviously went to their offices and I bought them food. But to be honest with you, with this type of high quality, strong charactered individuals, bringing them a meal is not really what did it, really. It was more about just taking the time and being patient and letting them come about in their own time. Okay. And they'll see it in the numbers. They'll see it in and just keep, asking, oh, by the way, I see on your calendar it's blocked, but would you mind, blah, 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 and just making them feel like they are on the driver's seat. Okay. And that worked for me. It doesn't necessarily work for everybody else. It's just trying to find out somehow. If something is not working, try something else. And I think that's the key to success.
Well, I love what you said. It's really about being patient, right? Being patient and, when we get into this role and, we want things to go a certain way, right? Because like you said, we're a little bit of control freaks and perfectionists and pleasers. And so we have this in our mind of how things are supposed to go. So I think that's great advice, is you have to be patient and you have to remember, I liked what you said here. I'm going to put it in some different words, but you're basically turning their world upside down. And remembering that when you're starting to work with a sales team that's been doing this for a long time, that's been managing their own leads, that's been setting their own appointments, you're introducing somebody else that's going to be taking that control away from them. And it's a little bit of like, a sticker shock, or like peeling off a Band-Aid or ripping off a Band-Aid quickly, right? And so you have to be patient and you have to give them time to adapt. And I think, persistently communicate, like you're saying, persistently communicating and talking with them and building those relationships and appealing to, hey, that they like things a certain way and you're going to work with them on that, right? And being a little bit flexible. So I love that. Great advice. How is your relationship now? How are things now?
Really, really great. I mean, obviously, I let them do their job and they let me do mine, Right. And I think that's, to me, it's fantastic. And they trust me and I trust them. And I think that's building trust in any relationship, whether it's family or in your career or in friendships. It takes a while. So I definitely feel that they trust me now, and even when I incorrectly put in a different date or mistyped something, it's like we all make mistakes, and I think that they don't mention it to me as often, and I don't really mention it to them when they make mistakes either. And it's fine, it's just accepting each other and let's just work together, because at the end of the day, let's make money. Yeah. Let's make this work for our company, and let's be the best that we can possibly be in our market. And that's what we all strive to do. We're all on the same page on that one.
How long would you say it took to really get everybody on board? Realistically,
3 years. About 3 years and a month. I probably would say about a year and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
A year and a half. Some were a lot sooner. Some within a couple of months. They were like, Astrid, whatever you need, let me know. And yes, you can do whatever time, whatever day.
Yeah.
I'm open. Some of our sales managers are like that, and some are a little bit more like, no, you have to make sure that and as soon as I started really working like the way they like to work, then it all streamlined. But it just um, they don't hold anything back.
Yeah.
And I'm very patient, I think, and I think going back to that, I think we all need to just listen and not take it personally either.
Good
You know,
advice. Yes.
and
Yes.
if you don't have a team that's listening to you, and if you don't be afraid to go to the higher up. And I sometimes do that.
Yeah.
There have been moments, not very often, but once
Yeah.
in a blue moon, I'm like, I just need help. Like, I can't do my job. I can't do my job if this is happening.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I've got a wonderful leadership that really believes in me and trusts in everything that I do, everything. And
That's
that
key.
makes me happy.
Yeah, support from leadership is key, helping to bridge the gap between the two. Absolutely. I agree with you. It takes definitely a year or longer to kind of get everybody on board. And listen, you may not ever get 100% of your salespeople on board. You might not, right? It might be, we feel like a successful amount is 80%. So you get 80% of people, salespeople on board doing what they're supposed to do. That is successful. So great advice. If you're watching and you want to add a bit of your advice, if you have had some great success working with your salespeople, please chat below. We all can learn something new for sure from each other. You guys can see why Astrid was Online Sales Specialist of the Year, right? She's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, some fun rapid fire, getting to know you a little bit more personal questions. First, I have to ask you, and I know everybody who's watching wants to know, where are you from? What is your accent?
Well, first and foremost, the amount of people that when I answer the phone, that ask, "Is this a robot? Are you real?" I get it at least once or twice a week. I mean, It's crazy. But so anyways, to answer your question, I was born and raised in Mexico, of all places. I know I don't look it or sound it. My father's Mexican, but my mother is British. So when my parents went their separate ways, my mother took myself and my sister to England. And obviously I started gaining the British accent, the royal family accent.
Oh, yes.
It's
wonderful.
jolly.
It's wonderful. Okay. What is your favorite thing about being an online sales specialist?
It probably doesn't sound very good, but the control that I have, it's my baby. Like I like that it's my own baby, so I can come and go whenever I like. If I have a doctor's appointment or I have a family issue, like it pretty much works to my schedule, but obviously I do also have to be flexible, and like on my days off, I still have to check emails, I still have to follow up with certain individuals, etc. But I feel comfortable to make decisions on my own, and that's another thing that I like about my management and the leadership that I have. There's no micromanaging. There's nothing worse than being or working with a team where the leadership is consistently being micromanaged. I've had those experiences. It's not too bad, but I think you work so much better and you're able to accomplish so much more when you don't have that constant somebody looking over your shoulder. And obviously I'm very happy that I'm able to show it in my numbers. So I think maybe that's why they stay away.
That's what I was going to say. But you have earned that. You have earned that based on, hey, 18%, 35%, now 50%. Your hard work has put you in this situation. So, that's great. Yeah.
I agree.
What is your biggest challenge in this role?
Balance.
Okay.
feeling like I've had enough rest. Sometimes I do feel that that's a challenge where I think I put my work and career above my own personal life.
Okay.
Not when it comes to my vacations, because on my vacations I am
I
hiring
know.
somebody, I'm training them for like 3-4 days, and I'm saying sayonara. Here's my phone, here's my computer, I'm out. And then I'm out for 2 weeks, and then I come back,
Yeah.
and then it all starts up again. But yeah, that's when it comes to my vacations. I learned early on, the first year I would go on vacations, and some people can do it, some people cannot, but I need to be completely disconnected, because for the rest of the year I'm connected 24/7,
Yeah.
and I think that's part of my success. But I do not want to get burnt out.
Yeah.
And
So, well,
so
that was my next question was how do you stay fresh and passionate and, prevent the burnout?
just scheduling things that just make you absolutely insanely happy. And for me, that's travel. And I'm willing to sacrifice a good chunk of my life and just work, 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 especially when I love my job the way I do. It makes it a little bit easier. But obviously, it's very demanding, and that can, even if you love your job, it can still burn you out. And there are happy moments where I feel, and I try to listen to my body, but I always try to have something to look forward to.
Right.
So for me, it's travel, by far. Travel and being with friends, and always scheduling something a week or two in advance to meet up with somebody or a family member or a friend to go out for happy hour stuff. That makes me happy, because it makes me disconnect and focus on others other than my job and myself and my clients. So
I
it's
like
great.
that.
And obviously, yeah, that's really what I do.
I like what you said. Always have something to look forward to. Take some time to plan things. I know like in my past, particularly when I was in this role, it can be a bit like you're on a treadmill, going, and it's hard to kind of set aside some time to have any forethought or plan anything. But
Correct.
I love that you do that, because it gives you something to look forward to. You think, oh, I'm just gonna kill it this month, because I know next month I've got a long weekend vacation planned, or I'm going somewhere for a week or whatever.
Right.
That's great advice. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could get in a time machine and go back to your brand new, 3 years ago, brand new online sales self, just starting out, what advice would you give?
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Okay.
And reward yourself. It might be just one appointment, but that's one more than you had a couple of minutes ago. And reward yourself, even though you might not have reached your goals. I didn't reach my goals. I think my goals were 20% of sales contribution, and I didn't even reach that. It was 18. But you know what? I was very happy, because I knew the amount. It was a brand new role. Nobody really knew about it, so I needed to give it time to flourish. And I was still trying to find my way, and I was pretty chuffed, actually, that I reached 80%. And I was, every single time one little appointment would come in, I would get so excited, and just enjoy those moments, and don't let it overwhelm you. If you do let it overwhelm you, just take a break, go away, and then come back, because it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. I think I was just very nervous at the beginning for the first year, in making any mistakes, or quoting a different price, or saying something that's completely different to another community than the community that they registered for.
Right.
But then just make sure, I think those two is just, don't be so hard on yourself, and really learn your product very, very well. Like the back of your hand. Have cheat sheets. I always have these cheat sheets that I put for every community, and each community has its floor plans, its prices, and I tweak it. I always put how many have sold, how many have settled, what's the percentage that each one has gotten to now, what are their square footages, what are the widths, because every single community that we have, we're not a cookie cutter builder. So each community is very, very different in size, in square footage, in prices. lots of different things, and obviously location and amenities and features. So
Yes.
I have to be very knowledgeable, and sometimes when you have so much going on and you have 10 back-to-back phone calls, you can be a little bit fizzled out. Whatever you can do to make your life easier, just do it. Take a little bit of time, maybe stay 30 minutes longer at work in the evenings to create yourself an easier, smoother life. And I never go anywhere without my trusted little folder, which has everything I need at all times. It's great for current and future developments.
Great advice.
Yes,
you
right.
have to know your stuff, right? You have to position yourself as the expert. And so that does take some time. That does take some time to really get comfortable with your communities, how you build. Astrid, you're amazing. And you know what? I need to go back and just say, I don't think we said the name of your builder.
Oh, that is true. The name of our builder is the Neighborhoods of EYA. And our brokerage side, I actually work directly for EYA Marketing.
Yes, thank you. So,
sorry about that, guys.
Round of applause. You were awesome. You had such great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today. Astrid's pretty great, folks, right? Give her some hearts. If you enjoyed having her on Opt-in, give her some hearts. Look her up. She would love to talk with you. She's an amazing resource. So best in the business out there. So thank you so much.
Well, good luck to all of those who have applied for the Nationals. Yes. I wish you all the best of luck. Yes. And I hope you all have a great start to the new year and in the new century.
Absolutely. So if you are, comment below if you're going to the Builder Show. Definitely come by and see us at one of our sessions. You can go to dconvert.com and see a list of all of the educational opportunities at the show where we are speaking. Please come up and introduce yourself if I haven't met you. Would love to see you. Mike will be there. Kevin will be there. Andrew Peak will be there. And we would love to meet you all. So thanks again for tuning in and watching episode 7, I think it is, of Opt-in. And Astrid, you're just amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you and your whole team at Do You Convert, because you guys are fabulous. And guys, don't ever forget, the most important thing out of all these videos is whenever you need help or you need a little reassurance and a little pat on the back, the Do You Convert team are there to help you because they're amazing. I could not be where I am right now, and I would definitely not have won my award if it wasn't for them. So reach out to them. These are a great tool to use.
Oh, thank you, Astrid. I swear I did not tell her to say that.
No, well, you can send a check later on if you like.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.